admit it. You don't know what you're doing, do you? I don't know what I'm doing either. You're not alone. In fact, I think most of us, most of the time, don't know what we're doing. And there is a kind of ease to be found in that, where instead of holding people to account to agreements that they've made for whatever reason they've made them, for institutional policies or laws or stories from the culture about what's right and what's wrong, instead of holding people to account for not sticking to those procedures, not sticking to those agreements, being on their side while we all muddle through not knowing what we're doing is a great option. Maybe you're like me and you've got a job where you're agreeing to do things that you don't really understand or you don't want to do or you actually think are a bad idea, but getting paid depends on agreeing to do it. Someone's written a policy and now you're the one who carries out the actions that that policy mandates. You are the one who is trying to get through your day with too many things to do and not enough attention available to do them all well, and trying to get to the end of the day with something left for yourself and your family and your friends and your social life and your well-being, and to be able to sleep at night. And you're encountering other people who are in the same boat as you, but they're in an institution that you're trying to get something from, or is doing some damage to something that you're trying to achieve, and you'd like them to stop. And the people who you're dealing with are just following their procedures and just trying to do their best when they've got too much work to do and they don't really know what's going on. I've just been in a meeting. How much privacy to retain here, because it's not just me that's involved. I've just been in a meeting with an institution where we've made an agreement, we've made a plan, a support plan. And there is wording in that plan that the member of staff whose signature is on that plan wasn't aware of in the meeting. And there's a part of me that's outraged, because there's a kind of institutional gaslighting that we're all subjected to in relation to the government and the education system and the health system and the social care system. Have you ever claimed universal credit? The institution arranges to be in a position where it can both say, oh, I'm just following the rules, I'm so sorry that this is happening to you, but I've got to fine you, I've got to sanction you, I've got to punish you, I've got to force you to do this or that. I've got no option, it's the law. At the same time, that institution made that policy. I mean, it was a different person and sitting in a different office, but it's the same institution who made that policy. So instead of playing an adversarial game, or instead of bringing my perfectionist lawyer who points at bits of text on paper that nobody's ever read and says, but you said that you'd do this and now you haven't done it, and that means that I have the right to be cross, and don't you realise all the harm that you're doing, and no. Instead of playing that game, play a team game instead. Oh, that's interesting. You haven't read the boilerplate text in the agreement that you made me sign and that you yourself signed, and you haven't noticed the contradiction between another department in the same institution who's got other policies that they don't match. So on one hand you're saying you will give this kind of support, and on the other hand you're saying we can't give that kind of support because it encourages behaviour that we don't want to see. So that is outrageous and it's unhelpful, but the person sitting opposite me is actually a player on my team who's navigating this institutional system with me. They're trying to earn a living, I'm trying to get my needs met, and we're on the same side. It's interesting, it's amusing, it's tragic all at once. And it's much better to approach it with the attitude of a team sport. I was heading to record something and I was wondering what the topic would be, and I was heading to a place that I know, but I've gone down a path that I've never been down before, and I've got my bike here and I'm on this path. I'm on this path, which is definitely not a path that's suitable for a bike, and I was just starting to get cross. With, why was there not better signage? Why is this? Why, like there was a paved bit, and then it suddenly became this muddy track, and then I saw a way up the slope to where I thought I was going to be, which is the gun battery on Purdown. And instead, there's a wire fence. I don't know why, maybe to keep the goats in or the deer controlled or whatever, because there's a motorway down there. So I'm on this slope, pushing a bike through brambles, trying to get to the place that I thought I was headed, and I'm clearly doomed. I've got the motorway on one side, brambles on the other, and I suddenly realised, actually, maybe this is the perfect place to record a video about not knowing what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I've never been here before. I'm a bit lost. I'm thinking about turning round and going back. I could spend a lot of time looking for people to blame for how I've ended up in this situation, stuck between the traffic noise and the thorns. But instead of that, I decided to just sit down and record this video. I think it's gone rather well, but I'd really like to know what you think, because I'd like to ideally be having a conversation with people about these rather than firing and forgetting videos. So if you've got a response to this, whether it's positive or something that I might not like to hear, I want to hear it. And I'd like to know where this shows up in your life, and if you think this video has been good, I'd like you to press the buttons to subscribe, like the video, turn on alerts, all that business, or send a link to a friend who you think might enjoy this. I'd really like to be doing this some more, and so the encouragement that I would get from seeing activity on the channel would be a massive help to me, because we're teammates, aren't we? We're just muddling through, finding our way. I'm finding my way with this and every other aspect of life. So thanks for getting this far. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.